Welcome, you guys. I'm really excited today to be able to share with you 7 things that you need to stop doing right now to grow your business. That's right. A lot of us are engaged in activities that aren't actually income producing activities, and we want to make sure that we are not engaging in those kinds of activities. So today I am going to be sharing with you guys all the different things that are going to help you be able to get the more results inside of your business. But first, I want to know who you are. So in the chat, please type on in who you are, where you're from, and what you tutor, because I like to personally get to know you guys and your business. The more that we see who you are, the more that we are able to refer you when we know people who need your services. So this is a great way to network. Feel free to engage with each other and connect and say things inside of the chat. All right, you guys, we've got Beth here. She is a Spanish tutor from Ohio, and she is also my virtual assistant. So you guys, I'm going to encourage you to think objectively about your business and all the work habits that you do in a day in and day out. Okay, we've got Robert here. He is from Maine. He tutors algebra and calculus. Hey, Robert, so good to see you. I want you to think about that never ending to-do list. Like, do you ever have that? Do you wish that you had more time in the day? I hear people say that, like, if there was just more time in the day, then I could get that done. These are a lot of different common feelings that entrepreneurs have, you guys. And if you feel like your time is disappearing, I want you to take a closer look at what you're spending your time at. I know this is a really hard thing to kind of listen to and hear when somebody says that, but it's really, really important because you may have fallen into one of the traps, the 7 deadly traps that we're going to be talking about today. All right. So honestly, it feels like there is not enough time in the day. I know your work is never done, right? No words have ever been truer. Even with the advent of, the internet, the newest technology, it seems like our to-do lists, they never seem to get shorter, right? But does your to-do list consist of, this is really the key here, income producing activities? Or is it busy work? Are your daily tasks helping you grow your business, or are you spinning your wheels and kind of feel like you're going nowhere? As easy as it might seem for me to be able to tell you that what you should be doing to grow your business, it's just as important to recognize those habits which are harming your business. So creating good habits, you guys, is phenomenal so long as those bad habits are changing too. So as you listen today to our live, I want you to think objectively, and don't be ashamed if you recognize your own behaviors. This is all about awareness that what you're doing isn't helping your business. It's, that's half the battle, isn't it, you guys? I mean, once you're aware, then you can take action so that you can change those behaviors. When it comes to making procedural changes in your business, I advise people to make one change at a time because change is difficult, especially with your business. So implement one change at a time before moving on to another change. Have any of you read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear? The premise of the book is that creating new habits doesn't have to be long, stretched out process. Instead, do one simple thing each day and keep building it until that small habit is a natural part of your routine. For instance, instead of dedicating 20 minutes a day to meditation, start off with just 1 minute each day. Now, once that becomes natural, increase that time. Likewise, instead of trying to run 1 mile, start off with running 60 seconds and building on that time. If you're resistant to change or are brand new at meditation or running, like I mentioned in these examples, starting small is exactly what you'll need to do so that you can embrace the change instead of being put off by it. And the same is true when you're making changes to your business. You're going to need to spend longer than 60 seconds trying out a new process. But the new process is going to be important. The idea is to implement one thing so that you can do this all at once. Live with change for a bit, learn the ins and outs of the new process, and engage that effectiveness. Experiment with new processes or automation. Let go of the control a bit Allow somebody into your life to help you assist with these changes. It might be a coach, it might be a virtual assistant. They'll be able to help you. So as we get started, I want you to take some quick notes about everything that you love about your business. What is working? How many students do you have? Are your students happy? What new group classes or content or courses are you dreaming about? Consider this your baseline assessment of your business. Once you start making some changes, you're going to have a way of keeping track of the improvements. I want to say hello to some of you guys. It's so funny. Kathy says, long time no see. I can just like look out my window here over here, and there she is. So yes, long time no see. And we've got Pualani in the house, who is crushing it inside of our Jumpstart program right now. Welcome, Pualani. We also have Giovanna. So glad to see you. And Joanne Burns. She is an online reading tutor, and she is working with struggling readers and writers. We've got Erwin from the NL and becoming a math tutor. Awesome. We've got Alex Hartman Alex is from Toronto, and he is a linguistics tutor. And Malia is in the house, and she's an elementary math tutor. Welcome, you guys. So glad that you are here. All right, you guys. So you ready for step one? Step one, the harmless bad habit that's killing your confidence and your bottom line. Give this up. You're going to watch your confidence and business skyrocket. Are you guys ready? Are you guys with me? Are you ready? All right. So President Theodore Roosevelt is credited for saying comparison is the thief of joy. And he is so right. And that was years ago, right? That was years ago before social media and all these other things came about. Think about what happens when you compare your business or your personal life with that of your friends, your colleagues, your online acquaintances. Let's see if you can relate to the following scenario here. So you start off, you're feeling great about yourself. Okay. You prepare your social post about a new course that you've created, or a new tutoring service that you're adding to your business. Or maybe you just have a nice, relaxing weekend with your family and you just want to share that with your social followers. And after you post, your ego starts to get boosted. You get all these likes and these comments you're receiving. I mean, who doesn't love some kind of validation, right? That it feels like maybe you're on the right path with your business, or that they love your family photos. But then you notice another tutor who you've been networking with, or an acquaintance who's also tutoring online, and they're sharing their posts. And if you're inside of the ultimate support group for online tutors, you might see people asking, if anyone knows anyone who tutors blank. And like 10 people mention another tutor, and you tutor the same thing. Or you see that someone has hired another tutor instead of you. This jealousy is going to appear with personal posts too. So someone else always remembers to take a bazillion family holiday photos, right? Or another follower seems to have a professional photographer taking all of their IG photos. Another one is posting pictures of your bucket list, your bucket list vacation, or they've moved into your dream house, or it always seems like they've hired like an interior decorator too to do all of their decorating, doesn't it? Yeah. What started off as a perfectly positive social post about your business or your family has now devolved into you feeling badly because you didn't put all the pieces of your tutoring business in place in time, or because your photos are not as professional looking as your friends. Look, you guys, social media is not meant to be, it's meant to be fun. It's meant to be fun, but the harmless bad habit of comparing yourself to that of another tutor is killing your confidence in your bottom line. When you feel badly, are you motivated to move forward with your business? I'm going to guess no. More often than that, you may feel like throwing in the towel and start looking for a traditional job. That dirty word, job, or even worse, going back into the school system. I want you guys to give up this comparison game, okay? And you're going to watch your confidence and your business skyrocket. So give it up. Remember, you're looking at someone else's highlight reel. You're not looking at their uncut feature film. All right. Comparing your whole life to their edited, strategically revealed life is just a bad idea. If you're comparing yourself to a bigger name in the industry, just remember how many years they've been in business, waiting to reach that threshold of success. To us, the outsiders, it may seem like they became an overnight success. However, they likely have been struggling for many, 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 many years before reaching the kind of level of success that you desire. For any of those people you admire, don't jump to the conclusion about their success, okay? Instead, search for interviews, books, blog posts that they've written about their own struggles and what it took for them to reach that successful milestone, okay? They might share their hardship stories to inspire others. Maybe it will even inspire you to keep growing. But remember, these successful icons are regular people too, okay? I guarantee you, those tutors also have their fair share of hardships and tragedies. We all do. The key is knowing how to react and keep moving forward despite those hardships. So feel excited that they've had the ability to reach the success, because guess what? If they can do it, so can you. Use it as a way to be inspired. Don't use it to be taken out of the game. Be grateful for all of the other students that you're going to get the opportunity to work with and how their lives are going to be impacted negatively if you're not part of their story. Instead of using other people's definition of success, create your own definition and follow your own path. This should be fun because there are no right or wrong answers, you guys. Even if you think your niche is oversaturated, keep going, because no one is going to serve your clients or customers the same way that you are going to. There are so many tutors that are online and they keep telling me over and over again, the tutoring industry is just oversaturated. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to get real with you guys, okay? This is just an excuse for not being consistent and taking action. I promise you that if you take the right action for 1 year consistently, 5 to 7 days a week, you're going to have a tutoring business that you've been desiring. Your business is individual and it's unique because you are a unique individual. Bring your talents to your business and don't be afraid to showcase them. Your tribe is going to be attracted to you because of your backstory and your talent. And there are enough customers in the world for everyone to have their full share. Create your own milestones, create your dream goals, decide what progress looks like for your business specifically. If you just copy someone else's business model or select the same milestones, you're not going to feel like you're working your business, and your clients, they're going to know that. Authenticity might be slightly overused in the business world, but pretending to be someone that you're not shines through everything that you guys do. Your clients, they're not stupid, right? They get it. They want to learn from someone who cares about them, not someone who's trying so hard to be an imposter, right? Some tutorpreneurs, they also jump into the comparison trap when they do market research about what their competitors are doing. And while it's important to kind of study what your competitors are doing, you don't need to make those comparisons. Learn to look at the competitor data objectively without taking it personally so that you can notice their marketing patterns or notice what they're offering. But they're doing is no better or worse than what you're doing. Simply take notes. Decide if you need to make any changes. That's it. The objective I is how you need to approach those social media posts, okay? Instead of allowing envy to flare up, simply notice the beautiful photos and applaud the accomplishments. Then look at your own business. Look at your objectives and decide how can you improve your productivity to meet your goals. We got lots more of you guys chiming on in. We've got Patricia in the house. Woo woo. Hello, Patricia and Faith. So glad that you guys are here. Yes, we are all humans, aren't we, Patricia? And yeah, we don't feel motivated, Beth, when we're feeling bad, right? We don't feel motivated to take action when we're doing that kind of stuff to us. So we need to stop. So step 2, the mindset that you need to drop and the one that you need to adopt to practically guarantee success. Are you guys ready? So you might not recognize the name James Allen, but he was a pioneer in the self-help movement. He was a British author and philosopher in the 1800s and is credited with this quote: "Good thoughts and actions can never produce bad results. Bad thoughts and actions can never produce good results." So how often are you sidetracked with negative self-talk or a fixed mindset? For some people, it is a daily occurrence. And for others, they hear that sabotaging talk when something goes wrong, or they start thinking they're not smart enough to run a business. No one is immune to negative self-talk or a fixed mindset, but the key is in how you react to it. So negative self-talk, it can manifest in many different ways, such as feeling like you're not successful enough to accept maybe a speaking gig that's being offered. Maybe it's somebody else's YouTube channel, or somebody wants to feature you in their blog or a podcast, and you just think, oh, I'm not good enough for that, right? That's a fixed mindset. And no matter what you do, you're going to want to make sure that you do not have that negative self-talk that begins to come on out. You want to stretch yourself, and stretching is scary, right? Trying something new or putting yourself out there opens you to criticism or ridicule from evil social media trolls. And it can feel threatening even to the most confident and outgoing person. But every so often, stretching outside of your comfort zone is what you need to do the most in order to grow your business and find additional success. The best way to defeat that negative self-talk, you guys, is to change the negative into positive. For example, if you're plagued with the feelings of not enough, stop what you're doing and say out loud, I am enough. So just flip it. I deserve this opportunity. Use the words that you prefer, but basically find the positive version of what your mind is telling you. Have you ever heard this quote before by Henry Ford? It's, whether you say you can or can't, you're right. It's a popular example of negative versus positive self-talk. Whatever you believe is what will manifest in your life or in your business. For example, if you're down on yourself because you lost a student or you launched a course and no one bought it, speaking positively is going to keep you moving forward, while speaking negatively to yourself is going to halt your progress. Positive self-talk in this case might sound like, it's okay, another student's going to come along, or it's okay, let's look at why the launch didn't go as well so that we can make changes for next time. Negative self-talk in the same example might sound like, I stink. Seriously, like, why don't students like me? Or why did I think that I could launch a course? This is proof positive that I don't know what I'm doing. Which scenario will encourage you to make changes and try again? Which scenario is going to lead you towards giving up? So changing one's mindset requires a bit more work, but it's definitely possible to accomplish. A growth mindset means that you believe in the possibility of becoming smarter, more successful if you put in the extra effort. You understand that every failure has a lesson to be learned, and implementing those lessons is going to propel you towards success. Like the old adage, you can do anything you put your mind to. This is an example of growth mindset, right? Working hard and learning as much as possible is going to bring you to success. Adapting a growth mindset and ditching that negative fixed mindset is just as important as changing the negative self-talk. In order to change a fixed mindset, start by recognizing any mental or emotional roadblocks that you have. Now, sometimes these roadblocks are from childhood. So think back to how your parents, teachers, or classmates treated you. Those who grew up in a verbally abusive household, or who were told they weren't smart or they'd never amount to anything, are prime examples of people who might have a fixed mindset. But others who are not verbally abused and can also develop this mindset as well, simply from lacking confidence or having the parents of others, always doing things for them. Helicopter parents also come in mind for this example, where they are so busy doing everything for their kids that the kids themselves don't know how to take a risk. And sometimes these kids don't know what satisfaction or accomplishment feels like because they've never done things themselves. On the other hand, they also don't know how to rebound from setbacks or disappointments for the same reason, because they've never had to do those small tasks themselves. So acknowledging your need for a mindset reboot is the first step. Next, recognize when your negative self-talk enters your brain. Jot down any notes about what may have triggered that self-talk. When you recognize the triggers, you're going to be able to either avoid those triggers or learn how to respond more positively to those triggers if they're unavoidable. Your willingness, you guys, to do this mindset work is a predictor of how much change you're going to experience. If you don't change your mindset, you're going to keep getting the same results that you've been getting. I always tell people, there are two kinds of tutors. There are tutors that listen to everything that I do and they reach success. There are other tutors that do everything that I do, but they keep their old mindset and they don't reach success. How can one person who's listening to the exact same things get results and the other person not get results? Because it all starts right here. One person is saying to themselves while they're taking the actions that I show them how to take, All right, Joanne's telling me to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep taking these steps. It's going to work over time. I know it's going to work. The other person's saying, yeah, I'm going to take these steps, but it's not going to work. Who does she think she is? Why is she telling me to do this? Right? Or I can't get the kind of success that she has. I don't even know why I'm bothering doing this. Ugh, fine. I'll just keep doing it, but it's not going to work. And then what happens? It doesn't work. So you need to be open also to adopting new technologies or strategies to ensure your mindset success. Now, journaling is a common practice for mindset work. Those of you that are in the Insider Secrets Club, you have been given the course Freedom Journaling, and that's what we're going through right now, where I show you step-by-step how to journal your thoughts about success, money, and goals. You also you can listen to inspirational podcasts, you guys, to your favorite host. You're gonna find people that you absolutely love listening to. This is what I listen to at night. You're going to search out mindset workbooks or apps that can help guide you through more details of changing your mindset. Businesses that stagnate fail, period. If you can't change, you can't grow. All right, here is step 3. This simple hack is going to help you guys stop doing stuff that you hate and get paid to do only what you love. Woo! Who likes that? I do. So how many hours do you work each day? What do you have to show for all those hours behind the computer? Are they spent surfing aimlessly on Facebook, or are you completing money-making tasks or income-producing activities? Do you know what your money-making tasks are? Money-making tasks or income-producing activities are those which require your input and have the highest ROI, such as increased sales or new students. Creating your courses, organizing your group classes are definite moneymakers. Going on podcasts as a guest is a moneymaker because it puts you in front of a new audience with students or people that could buy your courses. Right now, start a list of everything that you do in any given day. You're at your computer all day, but what are you really accomplishing? This is going to be really, really important. Don't edit the list. Just write down your activities in a typical day. And after we're done in this live, I want you to take a look at this list and start to sort the tasks into 2 columns: moneymaker or busy work. So you may notice a mix of tasks across both columns, or maybe you're ahead of the game and most of your tasks are in the moneymaker column. Awesome. But if the majority of your tasks fall into the busy work column, then you really need to make some changes. And one of the biggest reasons many of us left the school system was to escape busy work. Am I right? I want you to type like heck yes if you agree. All right, let's step back and let's look objectively at your day through new eyes. What happens when you wake up? Are you speeding through the morning because you slept late, or do you enjoy the calmness of your coffee and journal? Do you read any personal development books, exercise, or do you just jump straight on into your email or social media? Experts say that how you start your day is an example of how your day will progress. So starting your day busying your mind with unimportant social media tasks is likely going to lead you to be distracted with other social posts or busy work tasks throughout the day. And social media in general doesn't make you money. So you can delegate those tasks. Limit your social media time to just answering questions or starting conversations. Don't get sucked into any drama or get involved with remembering the good old days with your friends, okay? Those are time suckers, not money makers. In contrast, if you start your day journaling or meditating about your goals, you're going to feel more focused and motivated to work to achieve those goals. If you already have a list of your tasks for the day, then you can get excited to tackle your list as you get dressed. Look at the task list and prioritize those tasks with the highest return of investment that you're going to handle first. Which ones make sense? Which ones have deadlines? Which ones attract new students? Which ones make you happy? These are the tasks with the biggest ROI, which you need to focus on. And then the ones that you don't like, as time goes on, you're going to be able to delegate them to a virtual assistant. And we're going to talk more about outsourcing in step 6. Remember that your time is as valuable as your expertise. And you want to use both of them to create more income for your business instead of wasting that time watching silly videos on Facebook. Now, another way to think about prioritizing your money-making tasks, especially if you have some really big tasks that are outside your comfort zone, is to eat that frog or complete the easiest task first. So there's this book, it's called Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, in which he talks about tackling the scariest and biggest task first, and then reveling in the sense of accomplishment when you cross that huge task off your list. Now, if you want to start your day a little bit easier, complete 2 to 3 of your smallest tasks first, so you can go through that first, the rest of your day feeling accomplished, which makes tackling other tasks easier. Both practices are good and effective, and you could even interchange them depending on how your morning starts. So if you're tired from a late night, start off easier. If you slept for 10 hours and worked out first thing, you're going to have the energy to eat that frog, right? Balance what you love doing with what is helping your business grow and thrive. If things you hate to do are vital to your success, then you're going to get to skip forward to step 6, where we'll talk about outsourcing. All right, I got a lot of heck yeses here. Jennifer, yeah, you're like, heck yes, for sure. Pulani, absolutely. We do not want to be wasting our time on just busy work, right? Patricia, heck yes. Anjana, heck yes. Beth, a bit late, but yes, heck yes. All right, step 4, you guys. Why you can't and shouldn't take on every client who wants to pay you and what to do instead. All right, it's a catch-22 scenario, right? I see it played out all the time. A new tutor, they want to get some new students in the door quickly. So they offer a discount on their services. After the sale ends, these tutors wonder why these first customers aren't continuing on with the services. Offering discounted services may be a great way to get testimonials for your website, but it's not necessarily going to get you return customers. Or if those customers do return, they might fight you about staying at that discounted pricing. So people, they see expensive things as being more valuable. When you undercharge, you make your services and expertise look less amazing. You may even get clients who say, oh, I was expecting to pay a lot more than that. And once you get in the habit of undercharging, it's hard to dig yourself out of that habit. I'll never forget the day that I used to have like this big party in the summer for my students, and all my students that lived in the area, they were able to come and swim, and I would make popcorn and cotton candy for them, and it was just the families and I would get together and chat. And I remember chatting with one of my best clients who referred me to lots and lots of different people, and she said, Joanne, there's been one thing that I just haven't ever understood about the services that you offer. And I said, what's that? She goes, your pricing. It's so dang cheap. She's like, and at that point I was charging about $50 an hour. And I was like thinking, are you kidding me? Cheap? Like, holy cow. And I was like, funny you should say that, because I'm actually raising my prices. I'm raising them to be $75 an hour. And she was like, that's what you need to be charging, because that's what you are worth, that and more. And I was like totally blown away, because I was, I was kind of like scared to go up that much, but I knew that since I didn't have too many spots open, that I would be able to fill those spots with people who would be able to pay it. And she was right. I was able to fill those spots with people that were able to pay it and begin making more money. So there's also a phenomenon that happens, you guys, when you undercharge. You tend to attract what we call tire kickers, who are needy. They expect extra attention, or they want even steeper discounts for various reasons. And these are not your ideal clients. These are people who make you regret offering the special, or who feel entitled to call late at night on the weekends, email you constantly whenever they possibly can think, ask for you to assign homework in between sessions. These are the people who don't fully understand the value of investing in themselves, or, invest in working with a real tutor. And very often these people think that the tutor is there to do the work for them instead of guiding them. Am I right? In short, if you charge less than your worth, you're going to stunt your business growth, get burned out, and lose confidence. Clients who won't pay more aren't the right ones for you anyway. So keep in mind that you have the same 24 hours in a day as everyone else. What's the best use of your time? Tutoring students at a discounted rate, or tutoring students who are willing to invest at your full prices? Obviously, you're going to earn more income working with the clients who can invest in your full prices. So take a moment to write down your prices for your tutoring, your courses, your group classes. Do you sell a decent number of them at this price? When was the last time you raised your prices? If it's been longer than a year, it is time for a price boost. If you're afraid of losing customers after raising your rates, remember that you're not running a business. You're running a business, not a charity, right? You've got bills to pay and your expertise is valuable. No, I'm not recommending that you raise your prices 300%. Okay, you guys, that would be ridiculous. Some of your current clients may expect you to raise your rates. I don't usually raise my rates. I just avoid that kind of conversation and I just charge the new rate to the new clients. But this is your business. So you can totally run it any way that you want to. Isn't that awesome? Nobody tells you what to do. You get to make all those decisions. Another point to keep in mind is the people who are willing to pay your rates are willing to invest in themselves. They understand the value that you offer and they want to put the work in. Other clients who nitpick about the money tend to nitpick about the assignments that you give them. They tend to want things more personalized. They're needier. You know, if you want to avoid the situation, then it's important to have have some kind of a client onboarding document that you write out, print off, and give to them. Well, I don't print it off, but I send it to them in an email. That way, it puts all the important information of what I expect and what they can expect from me as well. What my tutoring costs, all that stuff, all in one little document that I send on off to them after they've already said yes. That way they know what the expectations are. And a lot of times I'm not as disappointed with the type of clients that I am getting. It's all about being very clear in what your expectations are. Keep in mind that you get the final say of whether a person actually gets to claim your tutoring spot, right? You are not obligated to take on every person who comes your way. What does your gut instinct say after you've finished speaking with them? Is this person ready to work or are they needy? The same is true about, your group classes. Will this person participate or will they kind of just sit mute and not really be active? Will they make a commitment to join each call or will they miss every other session with varying excuses? Also decide if you're the best tutor for them. Do their needs fit your skill set? Or should they seek out someone with more advanced experience than you? Do they work in a particular, do they need help in a particular subject that you have no experience? If you honestly feel like you're not the best fit, refer them to someone else. There are a ton of tutors in our community that are dying for students. Yeah, Alex just said, good food for thought about rates. I feel like I need to improve my marketing before I can raise my rates and still get enough students. So a lot of times it's not how many students you have coming in. It's not about the lead generation that determines your price. So be careful with that mindset that I need to be able to drive more leads into my funnel before I can say no to clients that are not a right fit. So if you feel like now, you might be at a good price. I don't really know what you're charging, Alex, okay? But you may be at the most perfect price point right now. You have to sit there and listen to your gut. Does this feel right for me, or do I think I could get more for my services? And I think that's really the most important thing that I can give you is don't listen to what other people tell you. Dig deep inside and feel the answer. Just get calm, relax yourself, and just ask. Should I raise my rates? It's real nice and slow. And you're going to get an answer that comes immediately to your head. Yes, not yet. And you'll know your answer. Step 5 is why ignoring your competition will make you more cash and how to do it. So market research entails you getting to know your competitors, scouting what they're doing that appears to be working in terms of offerings, marketing tactics. However, that is where it ends for comparisons, okay? As I mentioned in step 2, you are unique, as is your tutoring. So you have a different story. You have a different mission than other tutors out there. The more you tell your story, the more of your own followers that you're going to attract, plain and simple. They're going to follow you because of you. You're not Walmart. You're not trying to help everyone and their mother, right? You are looking to attract your ideal students, especially those who resonate with your message. Your ideal students are most likely very different from those of the other tutors that are out there. So since you're different from the competition, copying their marketing plans or content themes doesn't make any sense. Your students are going to be attracted by your authentic self, not by a copycat marketing plan. Okay. Also, keep in mind that if your social posts are too similar to that of your competitors, someone's going to notice that little stunt and it's going to hurt your reputation. So, you don't want to just copy and paste photos from their website. I've seen people do this, you guys, because you are committing a copyright infringement. And that's going to lead to a cease and desist letter from attorneys. Okay. It's called against the law. And it's possible that you might need to make a court appearance and you could get sued. So just stay away from those copycat marketing tactics. Okay. Competition is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It shows that there's a paying audience for what it is that you're offering. You just have to find your ideal students inside of that broader audience. Your unique personality and your story, they're what make you stand out from the rest of all the other tutors. So don't try copying them and everybody else's moves, okay? Be you, be who you are. Take a moment to think about how long you've been in business. What struggles have you encountered? What successes have you had? What makes you keep going forward? These are all components of your unique story. So don't be afraid to share your story with the world, okay? Remember all your unique qualities and why you started your business in the first place. Allowing negative self-talk to take over simply because you think you should be at a certain income level or because you think someone else is more successful than you are is detrimental to your peace of mind and your business. Negativity begets negativity, and it's a hard cycle to break, you guys. So after your initial market research, ignore, you hear me? Capital IGNORE, ignore what your competition is doing. Look for the platforms where your audience participates. Use your creativity to get in front of those people. Rely on your strengths when it comes to creating content and marketing yourself. If you're a natural born talker, utilize podcast interviews as well as video to relay your message and ignore writing blog posts or hire a writer for you to do that, right? Just speak it and then say, hey, can you translate this into a transcript? If you love to write and get tongue tied while you're speaking, then get your typing fingers ready to write. Let's do this. Ignore the videos, right? You do you and be proud of yourself. Remember, comparison is going to be the thief of joy, you guys. When you get stuck in the rut of constantly comparing yourself to others, your confidence is going to lag. You're going to lose your motivation to keep moving your business forward. However, if you admire a particular competitor, get creative and think of a way to include them in a joint venture partnership. You're going to learn from them. And working together can turn a negative comparison game into a positive experience where you're like hyping up their successes, right? Start off by asking, maybe about a guest blogging or a cross blog conversation. Cross pollinate both of your audiences to create a win-win relationship. You're going to be exposed to the audience while they also have access to yours. This is a win-win. Develop this working relationship over time. Support each other by promoting the other's programs or tutoring services. And think of a course that you can create together, maybe that would benefit both of your audiences. A little creativity and authentic respect from the other can yield amazing partnership abilities. Some people in the same niche, they try to be secretive, right? But most are really eager to share and learn from each other, especially if you're in the Insider Secrets Club. Everyone benefits when you connect over shared issues and swap resources without collaboration. You are seriously passing up some amazing opportunities. All right, now step 6. This is the expert secret to getting it all done, even if you're drowning in work. So a lot of people say, Joanne, did you like clone yourself? Like, how are you able to get so much done? Absolutely crazy, right? So a lot of people think, how in the world does Joanne do it all? And then they meet Beth and then they realize, right? It's all about outsourcing. So here's what ended up happening to me. I was stuck in running my business at the level that it was at, and I couldn't think any bigger. And I started to just sit there and I'm like welcoming everybody into the ultimate support group, and I'm getting on all of the other coaches calls, and I'm doing all the stuff that I'm just like, I just don't feel like I'm using my talents to their utmost potential. And that was when I realized, all right, I need to bring somebody on who can really take on some of these different jobs that I have taken on. And that is when I right away, the name that came to my head was Beth. And I was like, I'm going to reach out to Beth and see if she'd be interested. And then she said yes. So you are going to burn out if you continue to do every single business task by yourself. In the beginning, you need to learn every business task because you need to learn how to do it right so you can train people how to do it for you. So there's two different types of people in this world. You're either going to pay the experts the expert price, or you can learn how to do it yourself and then pay lower price to outsource. And that's usually the model that works best. Otherwise, people feel regret and anger when they have to pay the high prices and then they don't get the results that they want. And they're upset at the end of the day because they didn't get what they wanted. All right. So learn how to do it yourself. And then when you realize that you've reached this point where you feel like you can't grow bigger, that's when you begin outsourcing. I know lots of people want to know more about, like, well, when's the right time to do that? First, learn what you need to do so that you can train others to do it. And you don't have to pay those like outrageous fees that you can't really afford for somebody else to do it. So maybe you might also want to think about, you don't always have to think about outsourcing as a person. It could be, what tools can you outsource some of the tasks that you're doing? So if you're constantly having to send out invoices and emails and you've got scheduling nightmares, what tools are out there that could stop that? So for me, it is doing the automatic monthly payments. I don't have to keep track of all of that monthly mayhem. It just automatically takes care of itself, which is beautiful. I use programs like PayPal and Stripe that automatically send out the receipt of that payment was received. And so I don't have to send that out. It's just automatically done for me. So there might be different tools that you could take a look at that will automate some of the processes for you, which make it easy. Now we're going to break down your business into categories. There's 3 categories. We have administrative, we have the actual tutoring that you do, and then there's the marketing. So administrative tasks, they include billing, email management, customer service, booking your students, coaching, actually having your tutoring sessions. And no doubt you have other tasks that fall into the category, but we're going to start with those most popular ones. Booking tutoring sessions, right? Actually, the one that really gets me a lot, not the booking the tutoring sessions in the beginning, but it is the when we need to reschedule. It's the reschedules that get me the most, because there's so many emails that go back and forth. And but like a lot of times, like I'll have 3 or 4 of them going at once, right? And I give a time, and then somebody else takes that time, and then I have to rewrite my email to somebody else and give them different times because the time that I had mentioned is now gone. So that for me was something that I could outsource. And that was just creating a link where they can just find a time that works with my calendar on Calendly. You can create a list of all your administrative tasks and estimate how much time you spend each day or week on these tasks. And you're going to be surprised at how much that time adds up if you start using a timer for each task. Now let's create like your tutoring list. How many clients you currently have? How often do you meet? How long are your sessions? How much prep time do you need to spend before meeting with those students? Jot down the amount of time you spend tutoring each day or week. And then we've got marketing, right? It's a never-ending process if you want a constant flow of people coming through. Write down your current marketing tasks, even tasks you know you should do, but don't make time for, okay? And tally the amount of marketing time you spend each day or week. And consider adding a creating category. This is where all your content creation belongs. This is a form of marketing, but it takes time to physically create content, right? So that's why I prefer to use a separate category for this. Do you have an editorial calendar with content ideas? How long does it take you to write a blog post or your email series? Do you block out time to record multiple videos in one day? What about your social media images? Do you enjoy creating graphics, or does that throw you down a rabbit hole all day long? Tally up your total times and really let that number sink in. How much time are you spending on your business each day? How does that amount of time compare to your actual earnings? Are you happy spending all these hours on your business when you could be spending more time with your family and friends? Also determine if those hours are spent wisely or if you're doing busy work. So, what are money making tasks? Are you prioritizing those tasks first? Look at where the biggest return on investment ROI is. And that's probably not posting on Facebook, right? Is it getting new clients? Is it working on your next course? Is it shooting videos? Gay Hendricks wrote The Big Leap. Talks about finding your zone of genius, which is the set of activities that are uniquely suited to you. They draw upon your special gifts and strengths. When you focus on doing things within your zone of genius, you lead a more satisfying and fulfilling life. And that's where I choose to spend my day every day, you guys, in my zone of genius. That's why I haven't given up tutoring my students. I just love it so much. So look at your task list again. Which tasks fall in your zone of genius? Which tasks do you love and look forward to completing? Which ones do you dread? Anything you dread or falls outside of your zone of genius needs to then be outsourced. So don't think of outsourcing as a failure of some sort. Think of it instead as a way to leverage the talents of others to grow your business. My daughter right now, she's actually going to be doing one thing that people hate doing, that's editing their videos. So Becca has been editing my videos for the past, I don't know, I think it's been like 3 or 4 years. Ever since I started my YouTube channel, she started editing my videos for me. And she's decided to start her own business where she's going to be editing other people's videos for them in the tutoring industry. So that's one of the things. If you hate editing videos, there's somebody out there like a Becca who isn't going to charge you a lot to do it, but is going to do a great job. And it's going to save you a lot of time because editing videos can take time. It can be a time suck. If you don't enjoy it, it stinks. So it might be hard to admit that you're not as perfect at everything as you want to be, nor do you want to waste your valuable time learning something new that's going to take you twice as long to complete as it would take somebody else who knows what they're doing to do it. Stick to your zone of genius. I know what you're going to ask next. Well, how do I find virtual assistants or subcontractors? All right, you guys, simply just start by asking for recommendations from other people. Maybe other tutors are working with somebody that they can recommend. You might have someone they love, or they may know someone else who has a VA that they can't live without. You could put a job request into a VA specific forum like vanetworking.com. There's larger sites out there like guru.com, upwork.com. It could even be a current client. You just know that they're really, really good and you'd like to just take them on. Sometimes there's like really large numbers. Don't let large numbers intimidate you. Consider hiring someone for a small task or a small project first, kind of test out their skills, and then hire them for more hours and tasks once they've kind of proven themselves. And while you're going through that search and interview process, prioritize which tasks you want to outsource. Do you want to jump all in and get everything off your plate, or do you want to start with 5 hours per month with your hand-selected VA? Once you've found your VA and they have proven their worth, get in the habit of delegating work to them, okay? Hire smart people, build an amazing virtual team. Then you can get moving and making the most out of your newfound time. All right, you guys. Awesome. Beth said, I am going to be like taking you up on that and have Becca be able to do some of that video editing. Awesome. She is going to look forward to that. Absolutely. All right. Last step, you guys, is the number one thing you must stop doing now to stop burnout in its tracks. All right. Burnout among tutors is a really real condition. I hear about it all the time from people. You work so many hours, you get few breaks, little time off, you're exhausted every day. You begin to, kind of resent your work, the students that you work with. You may also experience bouts of procrastination, not wanting to get your day started, simply because your brain is just on overload. So listen to your body, okay? There's always a root cause for procrastination. If your body just wants to lounge in bed all day, there's a reason why. You're not lazy because you're building a business and would have gotten this far if lazy was in your vocabulary, right? It's the universe's way of knocking you upside the head and telling you to take a rest. Just lay down. How do you combat that mental fatigue and burnout? Start by getting organized, okay? As silly as this might sound, clean your desk and your office. Desktop clutter is a sign of a cluttered mind, and seeing the disorganization is going to distract you from your money making tasks. Clutter also deters you from locating important files, papers, documents that you might need. So you might need to hire a professional organizer or create your own organization systems so the clutter disappears. How do you schedule your time? Do you have an online calendar, a phone calendar, a paper calendar? Choose one method and stick with it. If you use a mix of different planners or calendars, you're going to run the risk of not updating any of them and you're going to miss appointments. For me, I have all of my time scheduled on my computer, but then every day, because every day is different, I write it down by hand. So I'm being cognizant about what I need to do, when I need to do it, and I'm there on time. So part of your daily plan should be prioritizing your biggest ROI tasks. Sometimes I do this at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I want to remember that I need to get this done, this done, this done. And then the next day I come, I'm able to get working on that right away versus stopping to think about what it is that I need to do and then getting sidetracked and all over the place. So it might be writing an email series, promoting, a course that you just created, or it might be recording a set of videos for a freebie that you've got. You want to schedule in the time to get that work done first. You are your biggest client. So reserve some time to focus on your business. Embrace technology and automation. So you might want to ask other people, what are the best ways to streamline your administrative tasks? What can be automated? Billing, appointments, scheduling. Those are things that can be easily automated and not have to take up a lot of your time. The other big thing is, do you have daily business hours? Do you have hours that are set up that you are specifically working on your business? If in the beginning, everything can just kind of be really choppy. I have a student here, then I have a long break, then I have another 2 students, and then I have a long break, right? When do you have the most time to quietly focus on your students and then on your marketing efforts? Business hours are especially important if you work from a home office because you don't want your family interrupting your tutoring sessions, right? So you can even tell your students as well about your business hours so that you can set boundaries in terms of when they contact you. These type of boundaries are going to eliminate those late night phone calls or weekend emails. If they choose to contact you outside of business hours, use voicemail messages. One of the things that I notice, I keep having a client who wants me to work on the weekends, and I've had to set my boundaries and say, no, I already work with their child 2 hours a day. I'm not working the weekends as well. That's just their child, right? And then I have other students as well. If I continue to work, 6 or 7 days a week, I'm going to burn out and I'm not going to have a business to serve. So those are just things that you have to set your own boundaries and be very clear about them and focus on them. I saw a friend, Nancy, last weekend. She came to hang out with us at, we went to Universal Studios and it was Sunday and she's like, I'm going to need to leave by 2. And she was setting her boundaries because she knew that she had a full day on Monday. She knew that she still had a 3-hour drive and that she was going to have to take care of herself and her family so that she could be well rested for Monday and not be so exhausted that she couldn't do what she loved to do. Once you've got your office and your operations running smoothly, it's time to take some self-care, okay? Start small by taking a walk during your breaks. Do some yoga, some stretching, or meditation at lunchtime. If you want to take a nap, you go for it, my friend. That's what I do every day. I have on my calendar an hour and a half every single day. It is nap time. I know that that's going to help me recharge. And sometimes I'm napping and sometimes I just like playing games on my phone. That's okay. Maybe you want to visit a chiropractor or treat yourself to a massage. Whatever activity brings you joy and relaxation, that's what you need to add onto your calendar on a daily basis. When was the last time you took a vacation? Did you work during the trip or were you able to completely unplug? A vacation is meant to be relaxing and fun. It's a way to take your mind off of the everyday stress and to escape your normal busy life. But if you're glued to your phone, taking calls while your family plays, is it really a vacation? If you don't take breaks, even for a long weekend, you're going to use all of your creative energy and feel depleted. So is your schedule right now sustainable without you suffering burnout or other health-related consequences? If you can't keep up with everything, get creative about making sure that your tasks still get done, even if it's not by you. And I think here, just this weekend, this last month, I decided I'm going to take a month and I'm going to go to Florida. The very first week, I completely unplugged, and I was just with my family. We hung out at the resort. We went out for nice dinners. We went to Epcot and Universal Studios, and we just did things as a family. I did not work, and it felt weird, especially since I was going to be holding a big event at the house the next weekend. But I was like, nope. My focus is on my family. And there was just one day that I said, hey, on this day, I'm going to need to work on this. And then I'm all yours. And they were so cool about it. It was really, really fun. They're like, okay, mom, you got to do what you got to do. We'll see you then. And they went off, they had fun. And then we joined back together. So it's like setting those boundaries and just letting them know, hey, I'm here for you. Like I'm not putting work first right now. You're first. And then one of the cool things as well, I was out here too. My daughter was in a jazz band concert. And I was able to actually bring all the people that came for the retreat to come and watch her band stuff. So I felt like I was still being like a mom, even though I was away at this retreat. And it's been awesome. I've really been able to focus on my business and just my business these last couple of weeks without my family here. And that has had, some really great bonuses to it as well. So this is all about finding your boundaries, you guys. So remember that there are these 7 things that you really need to remember. Remember that you want to stop comparing yourself to others. You want to drop the mindset that you need to drop that negativity mindset and take on that positive mindset. You need to stop doing the things that you hate doing and only do that which you love. Stop taking on clients that just because they're going to pay you, and take them on because they're the right clients. Ignore the competition. Outsource, whether it's a person or an app or a program. And then lastly, begin by thinking about ways that you can relax so that you can avoid burnout. Hopefully this helps you guys as you continue to grow with your tutoring business. You can stop doing those things that are stopping you from your success and keep doing the things that are going to get you to even greater success. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see all of you guys soon. Bye, everyone.